tutorials. In this video, we're going to go over how to get a warp-like feeling so it goes from one side of the screen to the other. I'll show you very briefly what I'm talking about. So I can run here and then jump, and it just automatically takes it over and teleports me to the other side without me having to do anything. If this is something that you would like to watch, feel free to watch. I did this kind of reverse order, so I did my video first and then did the introduction second because I wanted to show you what the video was about before that. Okay, have fun. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start with is making a folder for our camera. That's the very first thing. Now this is just a standard side-scroller template. It's nothing special about it, it's just straight off the defaults of the side-scroller template. So I'm going to right-click on content and add a new folder. I'm going to call this camera. In the camera folder, I'm going to right-click inside the content browser, new blueprint class, and it's going to be a new actor class, new blueprint actor class. So I'm going to name this blueprint camera. Double click to open that. It's just going to load camera. And now we have this. Very first thing we do in our camera blueprint is we're going to want to add a camera. So let's add a camera. It's very simple. Just push that back. Doesn't really matter how far you push it back, just push it back on the x-axis, maybe negative to negative 500 centimeters. So we have something that looks like this. Alright, that's a good start for what we're going to do next. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Next is we're going to go into the event graph. We can delete event tick and on event begin actor overlap or whatever. And on event begin play, we're going to drag that pin off and type in this neat little function called set view target with blend. Set view target with, let's see if it's that. There we go. You have to unclick context sensitive. Alright. New view target will be our camera. We're going to drag that off. We have our camera. Plug that, nope, not that. My bad. Drag that off and we get a reference to self. Get reference to self. That's exactly what we want. Now under target we want to get player controlled. Yeah, there we go. Get player controller. Now it's going to say get player control 0. If you have more than one person in this game, you're going to want to add all the player controllers. It goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so on. So this one only has one character. That's all I'm going to set it up for. If you want to have more, you would just Control C, Control V, and make this 1, and so on, and just plug that straight in. But for this demonstration, we're only going to have one character. So this is all we need to do. And we're actually done in this blueprint. We're all ready to go. So we're just going to compile it and bring it. I'm going to show you what it looks like without our new camera in and then with. This is without. As you can see, the camera is following, and this is not really what we want. We want a stationary camera far outside. So I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to drag our new camera into the world. We'll rotate it by 180 degrees because it's backwards. Going to bring it up and bring it out. I want it to be 0 on the y-axis. Alright, so that's where I have it. Now when I press play, it's a stationary camera and a side scroller. Actually I'm going to move it up a little bit just because I like the feeling of it being a little higher up. Let's move it to there. Alright. Now this is just to get the camera ready for our warping method. We just have that, and right now he doesn't go off screen, but eventually when he goes off screen he's going to appear on the other side and continue running. Okay, so Now this isn't I'm not going to show you a method how to do a full portal type of um, jump through. This is just going to be like you can't be in half in one location, half the other. It's going to be a full actor teleport. That's the way I'm going to do it. So in here, we're going to have our world. So these side blocks right here, we're going to delete them. Oh, and I'm going to add this right now. It's very important that you have the center of your world for this method be 0 for y equaling 0. It's very important for that, for the bit of blueprinting we're going to do. Alright, under search class we're going to look up trigger box. Going to drag that out to about right here. And we're just going to scale that a little bit big so it encompasses all the parts that the player could get to. And we're just going to make it huge because we want it to encompass all. And that's about good. I might actually bring it a little bit closer just so I don't have my character falling off. Alright. That's good. So now what we're going to do is open our blueprints. So open level blueprint is what I'm going to do. Oops. Okay. So with my new trigger box selected, I'm going to right click inside my level blueprint and make sure context sensitive is on. Under add event for trigger box 1, I'm going to lower that down, go to collision, lower that down. Add on actor begin overlap is what I want. That's what's going to drive our function. Now I'm going to do this node called do once. Actually, I'll wait to the end. Don't want to get confused at the beginning. So the function that we're going to use is just a simple teleport. So we have this teleport function. We're going to move that down a little bit. Alright, so from here we're then going to need to set the rotation and the location. The target will be self, so just plug that straight in there. And now we're going to need to get two things out. Get actor location and get actor rotation. Get actor rotation. And I'm going to plug this in, but I'm not going to plug this in or else he's just going to teleport to the exact same location that he is already at. Instead, I'm going to pull this out and go make vector. And I'll pull this out and do break vector. Now this is going to allow us to play with a little bit of the our vector values. So right now we're only concerned with the y. If we look over here, I'm going to pull this off to the side. We want our character to keep the same z-axis is in the same up and down, and the same x-axis is left to right. I mean in and out. But we want to change the y to the other side of the map. That's the only thing we want to change. So if we hook up x because we want that to stay the same, and we hook up z because we want his up and down to be the same, all we got to worry about is x. Alright, so now it gets a little tiny bit complicated. If we look at our trigger box, we go over to its transforms. You can see its y is currently at 1230 centimeters. The first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to bring that a little bit closer. So I'm going to put it at, we're going to subtract our y value. We're going to want to bring it a little closer to 0. So we subtract the y value by 100. So that's important. And then next thing we do is we want to reverse the angle and make that number into a negative. So it goes the exact opposite side of the map. By the way we do this is very simple by just doing a multiply, and we're going to multiply it by -1. That's going to make a negative, a positive, and a positive, and a negative. It's a very useful function. Alright, so this should all be set up. Let's just test it out real quick to see if we have one-way warping. So I'm going to jump, jump, and is he working? No, he's not working. The reason he's not working is actually a very weird function that didn't happen in my previous build, that I had to add something to make it stop. Basically what's happening is it's teleporting you twice and it teleports you and then teleports you again back to your start location. So what you need to do is you need to add a do once into this line. So we add the do once and then we add the delay at the end just to give us a little bit more time. I like to put a 1 second delay because you're not going to be using that same teleporting function more than once a second. If you are, you can lower that number. Anything over like 0.1 should be fine. So now let's try it. Let's hope it works. So I'm going to jump, jump, and there I go. I have one-way warping. So now let's set up the other side. It's fairly simple. I just take that. I then alt-click it over, but I alt-click it and then I put it back in the same location. So if we look at it, we can see there's two there, but I'm going to put it back in the same location. And under its transforms, it's got its X, Y, and Z. Under its Y, I'm just going to put a negative in front of that. And it's teleported all the way to the other side of my world, which is exactly what I want to do. Now this is on top. I'm just going to leave this block for simplicity's sake. So now we have that. Back to our, with our new trigger box selected, I'm going to go back into our level blueprint and I'm going to make a new collision begin overlap. And now I'm going to copy all this, Control C, and then I'm going to paste it right below it, Control V, zoom in, and it's connected to the do one, to the reset, not to the do ones. So I'm going to control click and bring that down so it's reset. It's very important that that's reset. I'm just going to plug in these nodes into everywhere. And oh, right. And the very last thing is I'm going to make this a negative because I'm always trying to bring closer to the center of the world. Is that working? I can't tell. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, negative 100. Because we don't want him to get an endless cycle of him just teleporting back and forth. Alright, let's try this. So I run this way, teleport to the other side, I'm going back. Yep, that's the basic functionality for it. Here, I'll show you more of this by bringing this up and bringing this down. Yeah, down. Alright, so as you can see, now that I brought it down, I can't really jump here, but luckily because I've set up my teleport, I can go here and I can jump. One quick thing, you want to have your camera zoomed in close enough so it doesn't see the teleport, unlike what I just did. So now my character is way up there. As you can see, he's running around. Now watch what happens when I jump. He's kept his x-axis. He's kept his z-axis, which is exactly what we want. You can see what happens if you look at his shadow, though. You might want to disable shadows if you're going to do this this way. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm going to go over quickly what I did in the entire video. I made a new camera for our game that just stays stationary, and that's all it does. And then I deleted these two blocks on the side and made trigger volumes. And then I did this blueprinting, which allows us to teleport from back and forth. That's a basic overview. Thanks for watching. If you'd like any specific videos, please message me or comment about specific videos, and I will get to them. Thank you so much.